This week we have talked about sharing our faith and talked about how it is that we do that. And it always starts with a personal step for each one of us. It goes through where we miss the mark with God and that He sent His Son Jesus for us. But it takes a step of faith. I'm going to read to you something, and I just want you to listen to these words. It says, "Who has believed our message? To whom will the Lord reveal His saving power? My servant grew up in the Lord's presence like a tender green shoot, sprouting from a root in dry and sterile ground. There was nothing beautiful or majestic about His appearance, nothing to attract us to Him. He was despised, and we did not care. Yet it was our weaknesses He carried. It was our sorrows that weighed Him down. But He was wounded and crushed for our sins. He was beaten that we might have peace. He was whipped and we were healed. All of us have strayed away like sheep. We have left God's paths to follow our own. He was led as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep is silent before the shearers, He did not open His mouth. From prison and trial they led Him away to His death. But who among the people realized that He was dying for their sins, that He was suffering for their punishment, that He was buried like a criminal, He was put in a rich man's grave?" Now when we read those words, who is it that comes to mind? Well, this sounds very much like the story of Jesus. And yet this was written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 53. It was written 700 years before Jesus ever came on this earth. What is the point of the book of Isaiah? Well, it's a serious book because sin is serious. But it's also a book that shares with us that God is willing to forgive and restore. Forgive you and forgive me and restore each one of us when we take a step of faith. Think about this and just rest in these words today. Next week we're going to tell you a story about John.